Welcome everybody to one of our second to last Scrapbooking Fun Summit live Q&A sessions with Tracey. And Tracey's in Australia, so it's already Monday. She's already ready, getting her working day going. And we have two Traceys today. So we have Tracey and Tracey.
Yeah, lots of Traceys, I've learned.
We have Nicole, we have two Nicoles and a Nicola, so we've got a lot of common names in here. It's been a challenge sometimes for Tracey and me.
I was teaching a scrapbooking class yesterday, and there was two other Traceys in the class, as well as myself. And one of them also had a son called Jaden, and I have a son called Jaden, and it was like crazy.
That is crazy. Welcome, everybody. Drop your comments in as you come in. Say hi. If you're on Facebook, say hi so we know that we're working in Facebook. And we've been asking everybody, Tracey, the same questions. So we'll start with the easy one, which is, where do you live in the world?
I live in Adelaide in South Australia, which is in Australia. So if you're looking at the map of Australia, we are bottom centre. So right down the bottom in the middle of the country, basically.
Mm-hmm. And it's supposedly, it's one of the places I regret not going when I lived in Australia, because it's supposed to be a very beautiful area of the country too. So
it is lovely. We're kind of like a city, but we're like a really big country town city. Like if you look at Sydney and Melbourne, which most people go, we are like teeny tiny compared to those cities. So it's just perfect.
We have some people from Germany, South Carolina in the States, Nova Scotia in Canada. So, and more people will come in as we start going. So excellent. It's so cool to see where everybody's from. It's been one of the joys for both Tracey, Tracey, and I, is creating something and bringing people internationally. And the other Tracey factored a lot in doing that. So thank you for promoting it and bringing all the Aussies in.
Yes, thank you.
You're very welcome. We have a great bunch of ladies in our community, and I knew that they would enjoy this summit. And it was new technology for us. We haven't done a lot of these things like in Australia before. So I think from the feedback I'm receiving, the comments people are messaging me, they're really enjoying just all the international people and having a great time learning new things. So it's been great.
Awesome. And Alicia's here. Sorry. Hi, Alicia. She's joined us too in the comments.
Hi, Alicia. Alicia's fabulous. She does some work for us sometimes in our design team. And yeah, she's amazing, talented scrapbooker. Yes. We love working with her.
And we have Wales. So we're all over the place today. Wales, Wales, UK. So fantastic. Texas. We asked, one of the questions we're asking all the presenters is, how did you get into scrapbooking or paper crafting? What started you on this journey?
Goodness, it's a long response, but I always wanted to, I loved paper and everything paper craft, and I love making and creating things. I've always been a creative person. I am fully 100% dyslexic, and I hate numbers, and I am just such a creative. And I didn't realize that my dyslexia was my superpower when it came to creating until I was probably in my 20s. But when I was 4, my mum tells me this, and she always says that all I wanted to do was own my own craft store. I just wanted to have a craft store. And I grew up, I went to school, and I was going to do interior design, again, more creative stuff. And I got into interior design school, did that, but I then had my son, and I stepped away from working. But my grandpa was always my supporter. Like, he loved everything arty and crafty I did, and he paid for me to go to TAFE, which is like a higher learning education thing, to do visual arts. And I did that, and I always did visual arts, and he would look after my son with my dad. Like, my dad and my grandpa would have my son, and I'd go off and do visual arts and create things. And then when I got married, I went on a cruise on my honeymoon, and on the cruise they had quilling and craft, and I was like so addicted. I came out of there and I just wanted to teach everybody else what I'd learnt, and I deep dove back into the world of paper as a medium as opposed to painting and stuff. I was working for the government, and they decided they were going to move my position to Sydney, and I either had to go or take a redundancy. And my husband was very, very supportive, and he said, all right, take the redundancy. And he let me invest my entire redundancy in opening my own craft shop. So I did have my own craft store. So ran that for many years in Adelaide. It's still there. It's called Paper Flourish. And I opened that store, started it. And then when I was almost 40, I had 2 boys. They were 21 and 18. And surprise, you're going to have a baby. So I had my daughter, and I couldn't kind of cope with running the shop and having having a baby when I was 40. So I sold the craft store, I sold Paper Flourish, and I was making kits at the time, like a kit club. And I decided that I retained that part of the business. So I kept that part of the business and I sold the actual physical store. And I thought that I would just stay at home with my daughter and I'd make a few kits. Well, that became like 1,000 kits a month very quickly, and I couldn't do it on my own. So I had to hire people. I kicked my husband out of his warehouse and we started our kit club. And then about 3 years ago, we decided designing all of our own products. Hence, Uniquely Creative was born. And I designed the papers along with one of my good friends who's an illustrator, designer, and we have another graphic designer and a whole bunch of amazing girls that work in the warehouse that pack all the orders. So that's the long story very short.
It's a very good story. So somebody asked you, remember the name of the instructor on the cruise. There's a challenge.
There was actually the dancers. So on this cruise ship, it was a small one. So the dancers had to perform and do their dancing and entertaining at night. And during the day, they had to be the entertainment staff. So they would come and teach us quilling and card making. So, yeah. Crazy.
Multitasking.
Yeah, they did everything.
They did, yeah. This is a while ago. This is like 20 years ago or more. So...
Alicia, I don't know if Alicia's ever heard your story before because she said fabulous story. So there you go.
Yeah. So that's...
It's been really an interesting question to ask people. It's been really diverse as to how people get into what they're doing in the crafts. And there's people like you have that lifelong, and then there's other people who it's been an event in their life, or they saw a show or they saw something that just meant, oh, I really want to do that, and the light bulb turned on. So
yeah,
it's been fascinating.
Yeah.
The last question we're asking everybody is scrapbooking, card making, or both?
Interesting question. It changes. So depending on what I have to do for work, it's hard. When you scrapbook or craft or do something as a passion, it's very different when all of a sudden you are paid to do that and it becomes your job. So not only do I design the papers, I then have to work with them. And I think that helps our collection. So the two girls, myself and my friend Liddell, who designed the papers, we're both crafters, we both scrapbook and we both card make. So when we're designing our collections, we are thinking about how we're going to use the end product already. So for ages, I was always a scrapbooker and I love anything off the page, like albums. Give me a little mini album. I love making them. But work demand was I had to make cards. So I just made cards for like 3 years straight, hardly scrapped with anything. And then recently it turned around and I had to start scrapbooking again like about a year ago, and I almost forgot how. I was like, I don't remember how to use a large format. So yeah, I do both. And now I do both. I will literally make cards and I'll scrapbook. So I've got a whole bunch of lessons I'm teaching at the moment up here in Queensland where I am. And I do a scrapbook layer. I'll always make cards with my leftovers for the girls so that they've got another project to do as well. And
well, your layouts sure don't look like you hadn't done a layout in a while. You know what I mean? It's like, no.
I guess it's because I designed the collection, I knew how I wanted to use it, but it was just like, oh, okay. Like I hadn't used such a large format for ages. It was like, wow, I've forgotten how to do this.
So someone's asking, is that a picture of your daughter that you used in your layout?
It is. That is my little Pearl. She's now 8. I think she was maybe 4 or 5 when I took that one. So yes, she is. She is definitely a great surprise that I got when I was 40. Like, yeah.
Someone asked, although you don't live in Queensland, they're asking whereabouts in Queensland. Would love to try a class.
So I've finished my Queensland part of this tour at the moment, but we're coming back in July. And for all you locals here, I've got classes coming up at A Place to Create, Daisy Chain Scrapbooks, and Shelley's Land in July. But I'm heading to the airport immediately after this, like the family packing the car, and we're heading down to New South Wales, and we're doing all of our classes in New South Wales for the next week.
Are you doing them in Sydney or in other?
Yeah, I think, do you know what? I think so. Again, I'm the creative. I am not the person who organises this. I have an amazing warehouse manager and person. Her name's Ashley, and she organises it all. She gives me an itinerary, and I roll up and I teach and have all the fun.
Oh, that's a good way to do it. That's a great way to do it. So, can you tell us a little bit about the layout that you may not have it with you because you're traveling, but the layout that you shared in your video?
Yeah, so that collection's called Into the Wild, the one that we're using, and that was our what month are we in now? June. May. That was our May collection. So I didn't design that one. Liddell designed that particular collection. And the brief that we gave her, we always give myself or Liddell, we have a meeting and we have a brief about what the collection is going to look like. And her brief was, think about a modern nursery, like a baby's nursery with a forest theme with cute little forest animals, but don't make it baby. I don't want it to be a baby collection. Like, you could use it for baby, but it's not a baby collection. Think more like you can use it for engagements or weddings or just beautiful family pictures. So it's a really hard brief. We challenge ourselves. So when I got the collection, I could see baby nursery in there because that was the brief I gave her, but I didn't want to do that. So the picture of my daughter was one that I wanted to use on there, and I wanted to create lots of layers. So ripping the paper, and I know ripping paper scares a lot of people. You're either ticking in the corner going, no, don't make me rip the paper, Tracey, or you were just like, yep, rip it. And I know that there are those two different people there, but I think that when you do challenge yourself to rip it, you can create lots of gorgeous textures. When I scrapbook, I like to create lots of layers. And if you've had the opportunity to see my video, you can see how I like to layer in there. And I never kind of like tape around the edge of my photo too much because I want to layer in and under and around and just create all those textures. And I think ripping the paper helps you create those textures, and then rolling the edges a little bit to reveal the white from the core of the paper as well.
Awesome. People are loving your layout.
It's funny. Sorry there, Heather, because when I watched your video, yours, I actually got to see most of it ahead of time, right? And I like to rip paper. And I was like, oh, great, she ripped paper. Now I can't do that on my video, right? I was trying not to copy. And then I was noticing a few other things. I went, I can't do that. I can't do that. But just because I didn't want to be, doing the same thing. So I was like, no, stop watching the videos ahead of time. But one little thing that I went, wow, that was a good idea, is there was one area where you had a little piece of a scrap paper and you stuck in between like the rips and that. And I went, that's a good idea to pop the color. Like, it was just different. And I went, I like that. You just taught me a little thing there, just that little bit.
Oh, that's good. See, I feel like Tracey and I are soul sisters. We're both Tracey Lees, but spelt different. Yeah. Same, different. So I like that you like ripping paper too.
Yeah, there you go.
I would have I don't even do scrapbooking and card making. I do other arts, but I would have a hard time ripping paper. Like doing that. When I saw you guys doing them in the videos, Alicia had ripping paper too. I'm like, so
a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Whoops, I clicked on the wrong one, but that's okay. Your layout was just beautiful, and your freebies were so cute. Thank you so much. Alicia asked, "What is your most favorite unique creation collection?"
Oh, a unique. Oh wow, it changes all the time. We've got one coming up in August. It's called Blossom and Bloom. I can't talk about that one yet because you guys haven't seen it, but that's probably my most favorite one that I've created to use. But we did one a couple of years ago called Tranquility. It was like a purple flowers and a really beautiful purple tones, and I loved using that one. That's where I sit. I'm very I love like shabby chic. I know Alicia talked about shabby chic and hers. That's where I sit. That is my comfort zone. I love everything shabby chic and beautiful and pretty and flowers. And
I can say, as somebody who's cut and paste every single picture of you guys, I always go between yours and hers and going, whose is which? Because they look a lot alike. Like they really do.
Exactly. That's why she works so well with our collections, because like that's when I'm designing. And if I'm designing a collection like that, I can design it really quickly. Like I could all day and all night. I'll stay up to like 2 or 3 in the morning because I'll just be in the zone, like making the papers. And yet when I'm doing something that's not in my comfort zone, like we've got a collection now we've just released, it's called Eclectic Grunge. And it's kind of pitched at your 13 to 30-year-old males, and it's sold amazingly well. We've almost sold out of it. It's been very popular. But that probably took me a month to make, because it's not my comfort zone. It doesn't just flow out of me. And I really have to think about how the end user is going to use that, of terms that you can't have flowers. So how are they going to layer? What are they going to use? And I loved working with it, don't get me wrong, but it's much harder for me to create. I have to put a lot more thought process into it.
I love that you're sharing that, because I think it's so important for people who use products to understand how you create them.
Yes.
So, because I think it makes you value them more when you realize that they're not just something printed off a press, some machine doing it, that you're putting your heart into it, you're putting your thought into it, you're thinking about what you're doing. And I think that's really powerful when people who use your products understand that. So how often do you do a collection? Every month? Or
every month we release a brand new collection with other products every single month, and 50% of our products are fully illustrated in-house. So Liddell illustrates as well. So all of those animals and every single piece on that Into the Wild collection that I've done for the summer, Liddell illustrated. She hand drew, hand painted all of those. So we would love to be able to have 100% our own artwork, but that's just, there's not enough hours, time and money in the world for us to do that. So we try to be as uniquely creative as we possibly can. And we do have to purchase images for time to time for some of our collections. But Liddell is an amazingly talented illustrator, and we're so lucky to have her design for us. And
how long do your collections, like, do you do one run of your collections, and when they're sold out, or how do people?
Yes, pretty much. We do that. It depends, like, if we're going to take this collection. So, for example, Eclectic Grunge is all but sold out, and we only released it on the 1st. We may rerun it because we're heading over to Creativation next year in March, and we may rerun it to take over there because it'll be a brand new product for the rest of the world. So we might rerun that one, but once they are gone, they are usually gone, and that's it. Because, rerunning things costs a lot of money. You've got minimum order quantities, and it's like, I just want 100. No, you have to order 5,000. So no.
Yes, absolutely.
But we do print all of our papers locally here in Australia too, by the way.
Okay.
Someone says they have to admit they did kind of cringe as you ripped your paper. Once I saw the results, it was so beautiful. I can't wait to try it. So.
Oh, good job. Yeah, I know. I definitely know there are lots of people that are, do struggle with that, and I get that everyone's such different personalities, and my mum is the same. She's like, do not make me rip that. I'm like, I'll rip it for you, mum.
And you have somebody who's like placing an order today for your kit, so there you go.
Thank you.
And then those, I'm just gonna say, because again, you do sell to retail stores.
We do. Yeah,
I know that because you've already sent me a perfectly beautiful kit of samples, and trust me, Canada, I am ordering from her after this event as well. So, and then if there's other stores watching, in the States and that, please contact Tracey. Either Tracey, but
that's
contact Tracey.
Tracey with an E.
Right. If you're in Canada, contact Tracey. She'll put me in touch. So.
Yeah.
Alicia has a great question for you. Is how do you fit everything in? Whoops.
Oh yeah, I do have
family,
a very supportive
business,
family. I have a very supportive husband, and I have the most amazing staff. I have like the best team that help me do what I need to do, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is kind of it. There is not enough hours in the day. If I could just like not run a business and just design the papers, that'd be amazing, but I don't. I go to work 9 to 5 every day, and then at 5 o'clock my daughter gets home, and then we have our time till 7:30 when she goes to bed, and at 7:30 till midnight, that's when I do my designing and stuff. And so that's probably not sustainable for years on end, but that is what it is. But I do try to block out, then school holidays I will take a whole week off, and that's it. It's like one-on-one time with my daughter, and I've been gotten very good in the last year, and I won't even bring my computer with me. It's like
that's even
excellent.
Very brave. We'll take my iPad though, and it's all on there.
But it's a good start. One leaves something behind.
Yeah.
Do you ship to the US?
Yeah, we do. So we ship directly to the US from our website, and we have got a couple of stores that have just come on board over there. So as I mentioned, we're going over next year to try to get some more stores on board to spread our company globally. So yeah.
Do you list on your website what stores? Because we had this question for someone else and they didn't. I think we should do that.
Yeah, we do. We have on our website, there's a little link. It's called Stockists. Just click on that and all of our stores are on there.
And also, I know that maybe not everybody's watching this video now, but there are other stores that are in our Facebook group for sure. I've noticed that, while letting them in and stuff, going, so, let's.
Yes. We also
you out. You might have to make 2 or 3, I can't think of my words. Sorry there. Your Oh my God, your lines of paper. You might have to make 2 or 3 batches of them. Sorry, that's not the proper word.
Yeah,
but
rerun them more times. Yeah.
We'll try for you, okay?
Yeah, we've had this conversation a lot when we're talking to people, is that, you know, all of the people who've been here are small business owners.
Yeah.
So support the small, if you want the local craft store to stay, support the small business owners. Get them.
Right.
If you want
That's
some of this product, go to the store and ask them, right? Because then you're helping everybody.
In Queensland and New South Wales, we are, because of COVID, we weren't allowed to leave our state.
Yes.
We were locked in our state for 2.5 years. So this year we're like, we are going to visit our retail stores. So that's why we're here. Like, I'm teaching in their stores so that they can get new people. So I went and taught in a store yesterday, and half of the people that came to the class didn't even know his store was there, and now they came and they're like, we will be coming back to you. And you know, these stores, they have given me like prime real estate in their shops with my product. So I want to support them and help them, and I want people to go to their local store and buy our stuff from them. And you know, it's not just my stuff. When they get there, they'll see all of the other beautiful products there, and they'll be inspired. And you know, it's amazing for the whole industry that they're buying stuff from different people, because then, you know, they want to create, and then they'll buy more things from everyone else, and the industry will thrive. So that's my philosophy, anyway.
Exactly.
Absolutely, yes. Whoops. Your layouts were beautiful, so much fun to watch it. You made me like
ephemera.
Yeah.
I'm dyslexic as well. So that's what.
No, don't worry. Even it's a hard word. Okay.
It is.
What is it?
Good.
Yeah, all your little bits and pieces, basically. But what they're probably referring to is what we call creative cuts. It's like a little packet of embellishments, basically, that are pictures that are die cut out. And you can put them all together, and you can just use them and shove them under, and little bits of embellishments and things.
So Heather, sorry, just picture, you know, if you took up all the stickers off the sheet, but there's no stickiness to it.
Yes.
So that way you can, you know, layer them easier and well, stick them on however you like. But that helps you.
That's what
yes.
Empyrean or my dyslexic won't be able to pronounce it.
We had a whole argument at a crop once about the pronunciation of this. Okay, we Googled it and everything, going, all right, you guys win, you lose. You know, it was just, it was a big thing.
We even in our warehouse, we have a product called muslin. But is it muslin, or is it this, or is it that? And we have a mandala dye. Is it mandala or is it mandala? You know, it's like, what do you say? How do you say it? We say emphera. You know, how do you say it? I don't know.
But now I know what it is. So there you go. Someone says they'll be ordering that set from your store. How long do you, like, when you do a run, how long do they last typically? Like, do they sell out really quickly, or do they last a little longer?
Depends. Normally they will last about 12 months. We do try to order so a collection will be in stock and last 12 months. And my accountant tells me that's how long I should keep stock on hand. So we try to aim for them to last that long. But yeah, this particular, our June collection was, you know, way more popular. I always say, when it's time to order and I sit down to do the ordering, I'm like, come on girls, get your crystal ball out, let's do the ordering. Because you just never know. Something I think will be popular, I'm like, I love this, is my favorite collection, won't do well. You just never know.
It's true. It's true. It's like me saying, I'm going to bring this brand in, or this, you know, this line in, and not that one. And what, I was either way right, or that was a bad decision, right? Like, you just don't know.
Yep. And I think it's all about educating your customers, and I love to educate our customers with uniquely creative products. And I try to like, that's just like doing this summer, and you know, doing like videos is such a great way to educate people, and they might just pick up one little tip. And like, even Tracey is like, I didn't think of doing that. Like, that's amazing. Like, I'm so glad that you know, if people learn how to use your product, or what my intention was when I designed it, what I was thinking, because that might not be obvious to everyone else.
Yes. And what do you make in a collection when you do a collection? What do you include in your collection?
So always different things. So there's always a 12x12 collection pack. There's always a 6x6 collection pack for card makers. So, because as you asked in the beginning, scrapbook a card maker. So the card making is like the smaller format of our 12x12s. There's always creative cuts, which is your Enfura. Now I can't say it either because I'm thinking about
it.
So sometimes we'll also do them in vellum. And they're actually adhesive. So a lot of people don't know that about our vellum creative cuts. So you can actually peel them back and they're like washi tape.
I remember watching that in your video going, yeah, that is good. Sorry, that's excellent.
Yeah, so that is our staples that we do every month. And then we might add a laser cut in. We've got, but Into the Wild, we had some cute little wooden embellishments, like little postage stamps that you could like layer in. So they were really cute. What have we got coming up? Stickers, a lot of stickers sometimes. Like we'll do some puffy stickers and different things like that. It's so hard because I have to go back to May and I just finished October and I'm currently working in November and I'm like, hang on, what month is it? What collection do we do?
And that's
there's always different things. So every month we try to have something new or different we're releasing as well. One of my favorite products we do are our lace pieces. So they're all like little pieces of lace, like little lace doilies or little lace butterflies or little lace pieces. I will forever cut them in half and layer them in. So that's probably my favorite product that we make.
Yes. And that's also something cool when you're talking for people who are crafters who haven't really talked to manufacturers before and people are doing it. You're working at least 6 months ahead of time or.
Oh yeah, we're behind. I should have finished December and I'm working on November because I've been too busy. Like I went to the UK earlier this month to promote our brand over there. And now I'm here in Queensland. So I've got to catch back up. But yeah.
Someone asked, I know you already answered this, but they may have just come on, which is, do you have any stores in the States that carry your product?
We do. And if you go to our Uniquely Creative website and click on stockists, you'll see them there. But yeah, we're in the process of now just getting a few new stores on board. We had we had a couple of stores from Canada sign up last week and we had a couple from the States as well. So, and they've put in their first orders, so, which is really exciting because people, you know, it's so much easier for you guys internationally to buy in your own country.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And to be honest, we're more used to it, right? You in Australia are more used to having to go outside your country to buy what you want. Us as Canadians are used to having to go to the US, but not everyone is used to having to go outside their country to find what they want.
Yeah, so. And people think Australia's so far away, it's going to take too long to get here. But it's generally, it's not too bad now that, look, there's my husband. Say hi, everyone.
Today is husband day, isn't it?
Yeah, we've had husbands in today as well.
What's the go here? It's a lovely early morning meeting.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's in the evening in the rest of the world.
Hi. It's the evening. Yes, when we did earlier, we had husband coming and going too. So there you go.
Yeah, I did lock him out. I said I will be on this meeting, but anyway.
You know what? It's funny. I was helping another client, and she was about to do a meeting, and she goes, "Should I worry about my backdrop?" And I know, make it as human as possible. We connect so much better when we're human.
I know. I'm sitting on the floor of a hotel room, and I think he's just checking the bathroom that I didn't leave anything behind. Is that what you're doing? Yeah, he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good husband for you.
Ladies.
Yeah.
That's a good husband for you.
Don't forget her.
Yes, don't leave me behind. Well, they're going home. They're going back to Adelaide. My daughter has to go back to school. So I'm swapping. So family's going home, and Ashley, our warehouse manager, is coming in, and then she will journey with me on to teach these classes. I missed her desperately yesterday when I taught a class. I'm like, wow, where's my helper?
Do you like teaching the classes?
I do. I love people. I love teaching the classes, but I am not an extrovert. Does that make sense? So when I'm finished teaching the classes and I've done it all, I then have to go home and just be on my own for a minute because I because you're just fully hyped up. You've got all these people there that are just learning from you and asking you questions. And so I do love teaching that, but I also then need to just wind down once I'm finished.
Absolutely. I'm an extrovert and I still need to wind down after I do something like that too.
Yes.
We can only push so much energy out and then we need a little bit of time to regroup our own energy.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I've got 9 stores over the next 4 days teaching. It's like twice in a day in different stores coming up. So it is exhausting, and I'm happy for the family to go home, because when you've done that, to come home and then be a parent and be a mother, and then your child just wants all your energy from you, is absolutely exhausting. So I'm like, I love you guys, but bye.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Any other questions for people in the group? I mean, we've had lots of questions for it. So Just keeping, they're always about 10 seconds behind. So there you go. We always get a little delay in our questions. Somebody was telling Alicia that they loved her layout. Adelaide, oh wow, you're up late. It's 5 p.m. here in the US. No, they're up early in Adelaide.
Yeah.
7 a.m. in Adelaide.
Yep, bright and early.
Oh no, Adelaide, so she's in Germany. So it's after midnight in Germany. I missed that
Germany.
message. But she has been on all of the calls, so that's amazing. I'm a night owl. I'm a night owl too, so I recognize that.
So my husband's German. I should have got him to come in here and speak to you. I do not speak. He does. So last name Schulz, obviously. So his parents came out from Germany, and all his brothers and sisters were born in Germany, but he was born here, but he didn't speak any English till he went to school. So he is German. So he's like, can you please get a store in Germany so we can go over there?
And maybe some of these ladies, because there's been a few from Germany,
There has.
can ask their stores.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's it. Get them to stock our product. Yeah. All I know is choose, that's buy. I'll say that when we finish.
Somebody's asking, what are your favorite products to add to your own layouts?
So yeah, lace pieces are my absolute favorite. I really love our vellum as well. So like our vellum, when you peel it back. So if you've got a piece of plainer background, like B-sides of our papers or any papers, you can use our vellum to layer up and create your own backgrounds, basically. So maybe I'll teach that another time if we do this again. So you can peel them back, stick them down, and you put them where you want your background to be. And so our vellum pieces are great for that. I love using those. I love using our lace pieces. And we've got a new product coming up in July or August, I don't know. They're called pearl posies, and there's these tiny little blingy pearly things. I love cutting them in half and sliding them in. I just created a whole bunch of layouts with them, and I'm like, I am obsessed. These are my new favorite products. So they're heaps of fun too. I do like muslin as well. I like layering that in as well. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, sounds it. I mean, like I said, I'm just excited to finally, after this is done, I send my newsletter out to my clients saying, okay, who wants what at this store, this manufacturer? Yeah. And then
thank you. Yeah. I do know how I was telling you my dyslexia is my superpower. My kryptonite, though, the one thing that I always struggle with and fail on is titles and where to put them and what my title's going to be. Mm-hmm. I can create a layout, like we're at work and I'm like, okay, I've got to go inside and make a layout, and I can go inside and create a beautiful layout in half an hour, like literally do a layout and spend the next 45 minutes trying to work out where to put my title.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
I don't know what it is. I always struggle over titles, and I've learned, like, just walk away, come back. So I'll go, I think I'm going to put it here. And I'll walk away and I'll come back half an hour later and go, yeah, of course that's where it's meant to be. But that is my one thing that I obsess over. And people always like blown away. They're like, wow, like that's not just me, you know. So that is where I struggle. And I even create titles when I'm designing where I think I'm going to use them and I never do. I'm like, I can't do titles.
Somebody wrote, by the way, your freebies weren't in your newsletter email thingy. Found the UK store on your stock list and randomly. So in your new, I guess for the free, not for the VIP, but for the free.
Free. So yeah, when they go, but they had to follow the link from the summit and it will bring up a page. Or if you go on our website and literally type the word summit in the search bar, it'll come up with the landing page. And then when you sign up for the newsletter, you'll get an email and the freebies will be in there, and you just can click download and you can download them.
So they should be in the email that you got. If not, let us know.
Yeah, so just send us an email if you didn't get it, and then we can send you the PDFs.
Yeah, so Mom Full of Joy said they were in her email, so that's good.
Yeah,
so just check the email that you got. And if you're not getting emails, because Tracey and I have been dealing this for a long time, check your promotion folder, check your opt-in folder, and most importantly, check your spam folder, because
a lot of the time too, people don't realize they actually unsubscribed by accident.
Yep.
And so that's something that we find too from people who message us and go, I'm not getting you, Liz, that's what happened. I'm like, oh, I actually unsubscribed by accident. Let's just put you back in.
Yeah,
so,
we've been doing a lot of that.
yeah, that happens too.
We've been doing a lot of that this week. I'm not getting anything. But Jen subscribed, and you guys are wonderful, nice. The people have done that. Or I didn't mean to, but
No, yeah, people, they don't realize they've done it most of the time. But yeah, we can definitely send you the freebies, the free printable cut apart sheets for sure, definitely.
do that. So they're awesome, Darlene said. So people have gotten them and they're seeing them. So that's awesome.
Oh, that's good. Excellent.
Excellent. I know you only have a couple more minutes because you have to get on a plane.
Yes.
I love the animals. They would work with a fall theme as well.
Yeah, they would. Yes, of course.
Animals work on every theme.
Yeah, we've just finished autumn over here, like we call it autumn. So yeah, we've just come out of autumn into winter, and I thought that when I was creating, I had like some beautiful pictures of like autumn and all the leaves and everything. I thought, yeah, that works so well for that.
That's an interesting thing because, like I said, I've lived in Australia, but you're creating for the Australian seasons, but you're also dealing with people internationally, so that can always be a bit of a challenge.
Yes.
Yep, that's right.
Someone said that's funny. After all that beauty, you get held up on the title. Oh,
I know. You're back again.
You get your daughter too. There you
go. Yes. Come closer. Come say hi. They're harassing me. Like, you need to go in a minute. So come say hello. And Peter, you need to say hello to all the German ladies.
There's a couple of ladies from Germany here.
Yeah. So,
who's from Germany?
Someone who's watching this live.
Okay.
Not neither of us. The other people watching it live are from Germany. There was Adelaide.
Kabul. Yeah, Adelaide is another, I think.
Yeah.
So just
lovely.
Say hi to them. Maybe they'll pop. There we go.
Guten Morgen. Es ist nett, euch zu hier haben. Sorry, it's a bit rusty when I'm not
on the spot, isn't it?
Not in the swing of speaking.
I got the Guten Morgen, so I'm good at that one. I actually did that one.
But it's good evening for them.
Ah, okay. Yes. Guten Abend.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us and doing this.
I have just one thing I wanted to say too. If anybody was wanting to, we made up some little bundles, summit bundles for everything I've used in the class, and we popped it on our website under the Into the Wild collection. So if you just find the Into the Wild collection, there's a little called Scrapbooking Fun Summit Bundle, and if you wanted to buy the whole bundle, you can. That's just everything in there. I know lots of people have because the girls have been packing them. But so yeah, if you wanted to get all the products that I've used, that is one way you can do it. And yeah, of course, we do ship internationally as well.
Excellent. And you have something in the VIP bundle as well. So if you're a VIP person, check out the VIP bundle. There's stuff in there as well. So.
Yes, I'm looking at your daughter.
We have a little.
No.
That would be a great scrapbooking way just to do our eyes coming out of a scrapbook.
Yeah,
you're talking to two people in Canada.
Yeah. Do they sound different to us? Yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah.
Do we sound weird? Hang on. Do we sound weird? Is what I should say, right?
Canadians are known for saying A. Gudenba, you got. Where are you from? Someone is asking in Germany. Where are you from in Germany? Where's your husband?
Where are your parents from?
So my mum was from Hamburg, and my dad was from a place that was East Germany called Zwickau.
There you go. They probably know where I know where Hamburg is. So there you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, and thank you for joining us and for bringing so many Australians into our summit, because we've had so much fun with them, and I know the people from the US really, really enjoyed meeting them on the crop and just getting to know them. So
amazing. Thank you for having me, and thank you, ladies, for all your hard work. I know how much time and effort has gone into you girls creating this. So like, we really appreciate all that you've done. So thank you heaps for making the summit happen.
And Kuba said she's close to Zurich, which I can't pronounce. Yeah. Where your husband's from. She's close to that. So there you go. Have a safe journey. She's 20 minutes away from where your husband's family was from. So there you go.
So yeah, tell your local store to get us in so we can come over and say hi to you.
In Germany.
Yeah.
In Germany. There you go. See how amazing the internet is and the world that we live in is now that we can do that.
Yes.
Thank you, Tracey. Your page was awesome. And thank you, everyone, as well. You're welcome. We have one more live in an hour or so. And we'll be good. So thank you so much. You brought a wonderful flavor to our summit. So thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks,
you guys.
very much for everything.
And safe traveling.
See ya.
Bye.